Hello, this is a video of a bit more of a deep dive into beat matching things with the Beatmap wizard. So all your pillars automatically stay beat matched whenever you whip them out. I've chose a terrible time to do this because Hissy's just gone live, but I'll try and make it as simple as possible. Um, so basically, first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to run through it all. So there might be some things I slap in here that are already beat matched that I've already done, but I'm going to redo them anyway. First thing you do is when you slap your original in, it's probably best to make sure you have your view set up right as well. So having the chopper, explorer, clip properties all ticked, and I normally typically put them on the side here. So I've got my chopper there, my clip properties, which also shows the stretch and the general with a beat map, one shot and loop, which everybody should know about. So when you slap a original into Acid Pro, it should come up with this beat map wizard thing that pops up. What I tend to do is I click on it. So say for instance, like myself, already beat map this, and you want to beat map it, or you want to get to that point where that option pops up. If you click on stretch in clip properties and go down to beat map wizard, sometimes it's hidden. If you have a smaller screen, like if you have a laptop screen, you might miss it. Might be down like this and you can't see it. So just drag this up and it's there, beat map wizard. Click on it. And typically what I do is I find the downbeat on the first drop, which is the first beat of 4 beats, and it can be the 5th on the 8ths as well. That's a bit confusing, but I just look at it as first kick in 4 kicks, which is like your fundamentals in music. So I found the drop here, and I'm gonna zoom in on this kick and put it right at the start of the kick. I'm going to click next. And typically when it comes to this bit, Beatmap Wizard tries to figure out what the BPM is. 9 times out of 10 it's wrong, so you need to manually do it yourself. Each one of these lines represents a kick. The last line is the 5th kick. So basically what you want to do is move this until you've got each kick lined up with each line, and the last line lines up with the start of the 5th kick. And once you've done that, it should show you in the tempo bit here a general understanding of what your BPM is, which is what's important and what we need. So I can see straight away it's going to be 145. Now it might say 145003. This is important because, yes, it's only 0.3 off, but it'll affect it like a butterfly effect down the long run. So you need it to be bang on perfect for it to work, or it just won't work. So at this point, it's close enough, but we're going to round it off. So I'd click next at this point, because at this bit is where you need to really like zoom in and get it spot on. So what it tends to do at this bit, it's the same with pillars. When you're doing beat mapper with pillars, is you want to go to this last bar here and move this, and you want to zoom in as far as you can, and you can see it's way off. So what I'm going to do is move it, and when I'm moving it closer to the start of the kick, but I'm also checking the tempo BPM. So what I'm doing is I'm mainly looking at the tempo BPM. I'm trying to just get that bang on, spot on perfect. It can take a bit of tweaking, but as you can see, I got it there, 145000, which is what you want. Click next. At this section, you got to make sure change project tempo to match the BPM track is ticked for this. What this does is it changes the whole project tempo, which is down here. You can see I've already set it to 145, but yours will be set to 120. It'll change the whole project tempo to this original that you just beat matched to the project's tempo. So you click finish, and then it should have done it. What I tend to do at this point is I delete this, and I drag, sorry, no, I delete this and then I click enable snapping, which will automatically snap the original to the grid. So when I drag it out, it's going to drag it out from the first downbeat that you just did. And what I tend to do is I zoom in, just making sure it's on the grid. I'll then press M to mark it so you know where the drop is. And then you just drag the rest of the original out. Now, as you can see, I fucked up here. It's easy to do. I shouldn't have done that. So I need to delete this mark and basically pull this out further so we can get the whole original in, if you need the whole original in. Pull it out as much as you can. Sorry, that's my WhatsApp. And at this point, if you want the whole original in, I would tend to just leave a space here because it will fuck the alignment up on the grid. And when I render stuff off, I normally render off as looped. So this is your looped region. I'd have this here to render the loop region off from the start there. And then I'd find the drop again, which is right here. And then I'd probably typically get another Pella put in just so I can line it up, take the snapping off, line it up with the grid perfectly, and then press M on your keyboard, and then that's it, locked in. Start the original from there. You can tend to drag this out because whatever this section is, it's going to render that off. Yeah, I kind of went off on that subject there. I kind of fucking made it a bit confusing. But anyway, you've got it set perfectly. It's aligned perfectly with the grid. I tend to use this thing that I made and beat match it with the original because it's more of a visual guide for me. It's called a grid ghost track, and I'll align that with the start as well, just like that perfectly. And then I'll mute it. So this is literally just a visual guide for me. I can explain how it works. Is the bigger sections of these beats here, that's the kick, that's the bass, kick, bass. These smaller sections are the half beats. And if I'm struggling to look at a shite original and I can't see the beats, this is fucking spot on. Like, I can see what I'm doing with this. So I tend to use this a lot now and have my snapping turned off just to give it a bit of a lesser robotic sound when I'm mixing. I won't perfectly align everything. I'll just slap it near. But as you can see, the grid is automatically beat matched to this original because I've already put this through Beatmap Wizard at 120. So it already knows the BPM of it. But if I try just now, which I'm going to do, I'm going to go through just now, is finding finding a Pella to beat match. Don't know which one to do. It's a good one. Ride on your meteorite. It's not exactly the easiest fucking thing to beat match. As you can see, I think I've already tried to beat match this before, so it's already got the BPM in. So it might already be beat matched once I slap it in. Could be wrong. See? See, like it's already beat matched. So, say for instance you want a Pella that you haven't already beat matched. When you drag that Pella in, it'll pop up again. I might just find one now, just so you know what I'm talking about. Don't think I've beat matched this before. That'll pop up. And then you want to go through the process. But for the sake of making things fucking easy for this, I'm just going to stick with Ride on a Meteorite. So let's pretend that popped up. Like so. You're at the same sort of section here as the original was earlier. When you get to this part, I think I don't know if I said it in this video or another video, but you can Google the BPM and just set the BPM inside of here, which I'll show, or you can do it by ear manually, which sometimes you have to if you can't find the right BPM. So what you're doing at this point is you're trying to find where this acapella will start singing on the first beat, which is the downbeat. So I'm just going to say is probably the first word on the acapella. And then, like I said, when he gets to this bit, same sort of similar to the original. Each line represents a kick. Last line represents the fifth kick. So you're just trying to match it up with the clicks on the metronome to figure out what it is. Typically, it's never going to be 200. That's just far too fast. Your BPM range is probably about from 87 to about maybe 160, 165. You're trying to find something in between that area. Let's have a look. See, that doesn't even sound right to me. I think it is 142, this. Sometimes you can't even hear the clicks. Pain in the arse, but it's trial and error, this bit. But you only ever have to do it once, and then it's set for life. When you click next, you have to zoom into this end section and really tweak it. Try and get it rounded off, because most acapellas and originals will be rounded off to a certain number because they're all set to essentially they're set to a grid. When they're making songs in a DAW application, everything's set on a grid, so they will always be rounded off. So I think this is 142. So at this point, I'm just going to try and get it bang on 142, which I'm zooming right in on the last bar here. And then obviously you can see I'm tweaking it to get 142, which can be a pain in the arse. So it's 142. Click next. Make sure this top one is not ticked on any of the acapellas that you do. If you tick that, you're going to fuck the whole project. So never tick that top one on acapellas. Click finish. That's the wrong pedal. So when you slap it in, it's going to start from where you put the downbeat on. And hopefully it matches up. Now, to really see if this has worked, the longevity of it. So if you check like the fucking end of the pedal, if it's not perfect, it'll slightly fade off and start going off beat. And that's how you know it's not perfectly beat matched. So if I start playing it from over here, it's probably going to go off a bit. So as you can see here, it's completely fucking off. It sounds beat matched at the start, but it's off here. So this bit here should be on the kick. So what I tend to do is, if I'm fucking around with a beat matcher, I'll go onto stretch. I will click in between these two arrows. Wait, that's the wrong fucking bit. Sorry. I'll click in between these two arrows and I'll play about with it to try and get it to match up. So I think 142 was wrong. So it might be 141 instead of 142, which it is by the looks of it. And that's it, spot on. Now, I fucked up and I did it on purpose. Or did I? So now you know that's 141. But I've already set it to 142. So whenever I open this palette, it's going to be 142 and it's going to be off by one BPM. What I'm going to do now is go back into BPM, Beatmapper Wizard. Do the exact same thing. Downbeat there. We know it's 141, so we move this till it says 141 here, or as close as we can. So that's about 141. And then this is the bit where you need to tweak it. Click the end here, zoom as far in as possible, move it, and just keep an eye on this until it says 141. Click next, next again, done, forever. That's it, beat matched forever. So now when I ever open a project or want to start mixing, all I have to worry about is setting the original BPM correct with the tempo, and any acapella I want to put in, I can just slap it in, and I don't have to fuck around and fart about with the BPM if it's wanting to fucking do it. Play this for you one more time just to prove I'm not talking shit. Sorry, my fucking, by the way, my mouse is fucked. I don't know if you can see that. Like, it won't drag the pillow. I need to get a new mouse. But yeah, it should. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you've got any more questions, just fucking DM me and I'll go into more depth about it.